No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
This Raiders mailbag is presented by Magic Spoon. Heck, maybe we should call this a Raiders Magic Spoon mailbag. I don't know. Go to magicspoon.com/Raiders. $5 off your very first order. Get the variety 4-pack. You're going to absolutely love it. And for whatever reason, if you don't like it, probably a loser. But you can go ahead and send it back. 100% money back guaranteed. That's how confident Magic Spoon is that you're going to absolutely love their cereal. All right, let's go to King Ching. What up, my man? When some of the nation wanted to trade Carr, shake my head. I'm in that discussion as well. And I wanted Deshaun Watson. That was no way. And Aaron Rodgers. And I said if you can find an elite quarterback, that's why you trade Carr. I am so far very, very wrong on this. And I am more than happy to say, guess what? I am going to take an L. And I am more than happy to take an L because guess what? If he's out playing those guys, and this guy is an elite quarterback, and he is the absolute franchise quarterback. Let's go to Ryan Garrett, longtime subscriber, but earlier was first-time Super Chat. This makes second. Raiders! Shout out to Ryan Garrett. Appreciate you supporting the show. Again, you're entered to win that Raiders jersey. Let's go to Rudy, 54-53. Numbers for offense and defense skewed due to 2 overtime games. Defense is better than the numbers. I 100% agree with what you're saying there. I think actually the coolest stat that I was able to find, and I'm going to try to bring it up real quick on my Twitter, was actually around the Raiders and how they perform quarter by quarter. So give me 1 second here. I'll be able to pull it up. Oh, maybe I won't because I'm just terrible with my computer right now. But the Raiders, they are ranked, I believe, 27th. Yeah, so right now they're scoring 1.7 points in the first quarter. That's 27th best. And the second quarter, they're averaging 8.7 points. That's 12th best. Third quarter, 4.7, 13th best. Fourth quarter, the best in the league, averaging 11 points per game. And then overtime, they're averaging 4 points because it goes by per game, which is best in the league. But I agree, the overtime numbers have hurt their defense and have skewed their offensive numbers a little bit, but this team definitely plays better at the end of the game. Let's go to Randy Bullock is my dad. Congrats. Do you think that the Raiders are a top 5 team right now? Yes, absolutely. They have to be considered a top 5 team. If you see anybody out there that doesn't put Raiders in their top 5 power rankings, send it to me. Instagram, Twitter, it's time to put them on blast. Oh, I like this question. If the Raiders miss the playoffs, is it time to fire John Gruden? Why for yes and for no? So you got to remember, y'all, the Raiders, they're 3-0 right now. And it's like 134 out of 187 teams since 1980 have been 3-0, and 76.5% of those teams have made the playoffs. If it's 3 straight years of a collapse at the end of the year and 3 straight years of the Raiders not making the playoffs, basically 4 since Gruden has taken over, I'm going to say yes, it will be time to move on. If the Raiders do not make the playoffs this year after a 3-0 start, it is time to move on from it's time to move on from John Gruden. Let's go to Carlos. Stephen A. Smith, top 5 list as of today is Rams, Packers, Cowboys, Cardinals, and Browns. Wow, that's just pathetic. I gave Stephen A. a little bit of credit because I saw the last time that he put out a power rankings video, it was Raiders in the top 5. He never fails to end up sounding dumb as hell. But I will say this. If you listen to Stephen A. for NFL advice, that's on you, man. Let's go to Daniel Keenan. I think your caps lock is on. I know Big Al says just win, baby, but these close wins are stressing me out. You're 100% right. I mean, I literally tweeted out I'm 20 years older than I was at the beginning of the season because of these crazy, crazy wins. But I'll take crazy wins. I'll take crazy watch parties because it just means we're doing something right around here. Let's go to Bryan Ortiz, Raider Nation from Fort Worth. What do you see the overall win-loss once the season is over? I got them at 11-6 right now after a 3-0 start. They're going to lose still a game or two that they probably shouldn't, and they're going to win a game or two that they probably shouldn't. But Raider Nation from Fort Worth, Brian, if you're ever in the Dallas area, hit me up. Let's go out and grab some beers. I'd be pretty down for that. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Free Raiders videos for the next 365 days. This deal is not going to last forever. If you bleed silver and black, if your heart looks like this, then that's just another reason to subscribe because we're the channel for you. Manuel, keep up the good work, Mitch. Love the show. If you don't want to listen to me, why subscribe? Listen to Manuel. I mean, a super chat like this alone says exactly why that we have the greatest Raiders channel on YouTube. Point blank period. We have the best fans in the world. Shout out to you, Manuel. King Higgins, one of the OGs. I'd love to call us guaranteed contenders, but the O-line scares me so much. Definitely a playoff team, though. Do the Raiders make a deal at the deadline? I do think the Raiders are going to be a team that makes a deal at the NFL trade deadline, but there's still some good offensive linemen out there. And the name that I mentioned earlier on when I started this live show was Forrest Lamp. So Forrest Lamp, he was played 16 games last season for the Los Angeles Chargers. He just got vaccinated, and as soon as I hear just got vaccinated, I'm like, all right, my Raiders just pop into my head immediately. But it's obviously a guy that Gus Bradley knows something around. He's an interior offensive lineman, a guy that I liked a lot coming out of college. So Forrest Lamp is somebody to keep in mind. Let's go to Joker Jantzen. Would you consider trading Nick Kwiatkoski if Morrow and Javen White come back? So the fact that both Nicholas Morrow and Javen White are eligible to return off IR, I would consider trading Kwit. I think Kwit is a great player, and he's going to be a great player almost wherever he goes. But Bradley, for whatever reason, doesn't like him in his personal system. Quit's more of a middle linebacker that can just stop the run. He can also get after the quarterback a little bit. Gus wants a little bit more sideline to sideline. So if somebody would offer us something for Kwiatkoski, take on his contract and give us a third, fourth round pick, probably not going to get a third for a backup, but if you can get a fourth rounder for Kwit, I'd probably do it. All right, y'all, are you going to the Chargers game this week? I want you to type G for you're going or W for you're not going, but you're going to be watching the watch party here at the Raiders Report. Remember, I do a watch party every single game. We get started about 15 minutes before kickoff. We had about 135,000 people watching us last week. For 3 straight weeks, the Raiders Report has been the #1 most watched watch party on YouTube. So please, if you're not going to the game, then watch us here. But if you are going to the game, make sure you're repping that silver and black and make sure you're cheering on this team because I want to go 4-0. Let's go to Cody Hart. Trade Arnette for a guard. Yes, I mean, you had me at trade Arnette. I would trade Arnette for a 5th-round pick. And if the Raiders were able to get anything higher than that, you do it in an absolute heartbeat. You just got to move on from him. But sure, the issue is there's still other good guards out there in the free agent market that I would consider. Rick Lavell can go 8-0. Sure, the Raiders absolutely can go 8-0, just like any team can go, 16-0. It's just or 17-0. It's just really difficult to do. The Chargers, I have them winning that game. Chicago, I think that they can win that game the way that offense is played. The Broncos is a tough defense, and the Raiders have struggled up against Denver. They should beat Philadelphia. I mean, if you can go into the bye week, so bye week 8, and if you can be 5-2, I think that they were going to beat the Giants as well, who is going to be, the 8-0, what you're talking about. But, yes, this team absolutely can go 8-0. I'm going to say after 9 weeks in action, I'm going to go ahead and say 6-2. Let's go to Drake M. Is Renfrow a top 12 wide receiver? No. Renfrow has been very good. He's right now ranked number 13 according to PFF. I will be honest with you, though. I think PFF is really only good for offensive line grades, and I think they're really only good for defensive grades as well. I think their wide receiver, quarterback, tight end, all that kind of stuff, they're pretty bad with. They stick way too close to their analytics. But Renfrow is a top 24 PPR receiver if you're looking for fantasy. But if you're just talking about overall talent, no, he's not top 12. If somebody that's number 1, it's Magic Spoon. Number 1 in the world, most healthy cereal is Magic Spoon cereal. If you don't believe me, you got to go ahead and try it for yourself. This is keto-friendly, no GMOs. It's not going to be any of those weird ingredients whatsoever. It's also made with monk fruit. For those of you that are major health nuts, and monk fruit right now is one of the most trending things in science for food because it's been linked to help cancer research as well. It's also a great way to lose weight. High in protein, 13 to 14 grams of protein, 4 grams of net carbs, 0 grams of sugar. I want you guys to go to magicspoon.com/Raiders. I'm going to say it one more time. That way you remember the link. magicspoon.com/Raiders. $5 off your very first order. Go ahead. Put some Magic Spoon in your mouth and just tell me what you're thinking. Let's go to Douglas, Raider Nation from Wichita, Kansas. I've been wanting to go out to Wichita. I've been trying to go to that brewery. Do you see the Raiders whooping the Cowboys this Thanksgiving? They better. There's not a more important game for me personally than that game. My girlfriend is a Cowboys fan, though she's been repping her silver and black a lot more often, but that game is very important to me, obviously, because I live in Dallas, Texas, and yes, they just have to beat the Cowboys. Let's go to Ivan A. What's your score prediction for Raiders and Chargers matchup? Well, I'm going to be doing a Raiders and Chargers deep dive analysis score prediction on Thursday's video. So, Ivan, if you're watching this live, which obviously you are, I don't want to give my score prediction away. I'm just going to tell people to go watch that video once it comes out Thursday, but I'm going to have the Raiders winning it, so stay tuned on that. Let's go to Aaron Levario. $5 super chat. Aaron, appreciate it. If you meant to send in a question and I didn't get it, just message me on Twitter, Mitchell Renz 365. Let's Let's go to Ronnie Marshall. Shout out to my boy Kyle for becoming a sub and repping the shield. Shout out to Kyle for subbing to the Raiders report and for repping the silver and black. I love it. Let's go to Banker Raider. If Merrick is hurt, who is a player the Raiders could sign? So in my Raiders news and rumors segment, I talked about how Merrick left week 3 with an injury, battled it out a little bit. That's still kind of TBA as I am filming this right now, what's happening. If Merrick is in fact hurt, and we're honestly worried about his presence, I don't really want to rely on HaHa Clinton-Dix because he's more of a box safety. The easy answer is probably Tyree Gillespie is probably who ends up going there. Or if you're looking for a free agent that's had a lot of success in the past with Gus Bradley, Trey Boston. Trey Boston would be the number one guy I would call. Let's go to Robert Jantzen. Without a dominant offensive line, as we have had of late, but not this year, our improved D will only serve to shift the final heart attack score. We will run into someone who spanks us. You know what, Robert? You're going all over the place with this one. I will agree that I like the fact that our defense is finally playing better. Sure, the offensive line has taken a little bit of a hit, but there will be eventually a team that does end up beating the Raiders. However, I don't know about spanking us. It just sounds like you're into some kinky shit. Mitchell Renz, okay. My way too early draft prediction, any interior offensive line. That is a very old picture of me in my very first apartment when I was 24 years old when I moved here to Dallas, Texas. But, well, that's an oldie but a goodie. I love these things. If you guys want to start making some spoof accounts of me, I'm always for it. Early draft prediction, I agree. It's got to be somebody on the interior offensive line. TD24, is Waller a top 3 tight end? Yes. Next question. I mean, it's George Kittle, it's Travis Kelce, it's Darren Waller. If you want to talk about an overall talent standpoint, those are the 3 most talented tight ends in all of football, and I don't even know if it's all that close. Let's go to the OG Lizard Super Chat. What up? Mullen and Hayward are both balling out. This never would have happened under Paul Gunther's system. Raiders, Black Sunday shirts rock. Thanks. Yes, the Black Sunday shirts are really awesome. If you guys want a hookup on those, just slide in my DMs, Mitchell Renz 365, and give you the hookup on them. But I agree. I mean, you can really see how just having a defensive coordinator that knows his players and actually knows what the hell is going on can really help you out a lot. So, OG Lizard, yeah, man, I agree. Now, if you guys want to get those questions on, it's hashtag Raiders, or you can go ahead and super chat. What up, James Gomez? It was nice seeing Divine Diablo out there against the Finns, still holding my breath for Farrell to take that next step. I mean, I still am waiting for Farrell to take the next step as well. However, you know, if you're drafted number 4 overall and it hasn't really happened at this point, I just don't know if it's ever going to happen, so that's something to consider. But maybe Farrell just needs a new spot, right? I mean, a perfect example of that is Solomon Thomas, where all 49ers fans and even NFL fans, like Solomon Thomas is done, he's washed up this and that. He just needed a change of scenery. He needed a defensive scheme that fit him a little bit better, and he's been phenomenal. He's got 3 sacks already. I like the way he's flying all over the football field. Sometimes fit matters, and Cleveland Farrell's just been a bad fit right now with the Raiders. Now, if I didn't get to your question, man, we got 1,400 people watching. Please go ahead and hit me up on Instagram. Ask me your question there. I promise you, I will answer your question on Instagram. Sometimes it takes me a day. Sometimes it takes me a week. A lot of times I get that plus 99 in my DMs, but I do go through every single one of them. And I know people who do follow me on Instagram know that that's true. So please hit me up on the IG. Let's go to Global Gang Buddy Boy. Hey, man, met you on the last Oakland home game. Will you be at the Dallas game this year? I'll be there. Let's chug a beer Thanksgiving. Will I be at the actual game? No. Will I be at the tailgate? I'm hoping so. I'm also hoping that I'm going to be out in Las Vegas for every single Raiders home game and maybe even away game minus that Thanksgiving one. But, I mean, if you're in town, if you're around Dallas, I'm going to be going to some Raiders parties. So please hit me up. I'm totally down to grab some drinks anytime. Let's go to Brandon. Why you so hard on Arnette? He's still young, bro. I'm hard on Arnette sounds terrible, but it's because you drafted him number 19 overall. If you're drafted number 19 overall, you need to produce, and there's no excuses around it because he's been a bad fit with Bradley, he's a bad fit with Paul Gunther, and as bad as he's been, like if he were to just be average, it'd be different. He's literally one of the worst cornerbacks in football right now. I mean, that's just inexcusable. That's why I'm tough on him. Plus, what he says to Raider Nation in the offseason, plus what he said to me personally. So I'm like, guess what? I don't really like Damon Arnette. It's just me being 100%. Oh, FAB. How do we get this jersey? I need a new one for Monday Night Football. Raiders! jersey, you got to subscribe to the Raiders Report. The only way that you have a chance to win a free jersey, and if you're watching this live, we're going to be giving away the jersey here in a little bit. If you're watching this on a later date, sorry, you missed your chance, but you got to subscribe. Let's go to Papaya Man 89. What's up, Mitch? Which player has made the biggest leap from last year so far? The biggest leap from last year is probably Carl Nassib. Carl Nassib wasn't very good last year. Right now, he's ranked the number 11th best defensive end according to PFF, but he's also made a lot of strides. I'll also say Solomon Thomas, since he barely played. Those two guys jump out to me, and then Brian Edwards on the offensive side of the football along with Henry Ruggs.